Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. Aloha Friday. I have a ton of DC updates for you as we get closer and closer. Well, actually, no, you know what? It's already CCXP, but the Warner Media panel is on Sunday, 6 hours of it. But there's already some stuff that are coming out of Brazil CCXP. But before we get into that, I have to thank my newest member of the Ping Pong Flix Show. Thank you to Gavin Towns. Thank you so much for joining the Ping Pong Flix Show. I don't know if you've watched the Ping Pong Flix Show since before, but he is one of my first, I would say, celebrities that I've ever interviewed on this show. Known for being an MP. Cast as an MP on David Ayer's Suicide Squad. He was also, I think he wrote and produced and is Belial in his own movie Beyond Hell. So check him out on IMDb and support his projects as well. But thank you so much, Gavin, for joining in. And I also want to just point out that if you do hear a lot of sound over here, it's because my family came in from Japan, and there's a lot of kids right now either playing Fortnite or Pokemon. I don't know what's going on there, but it's chaotic. So I apologize for that. The first topic of the day is that Injustice 2 Mobile reveals Diana from Wonder Woman 1984. This is coming from Injustice 2 Mobile themselves. The world needs her. Injustice 2 Mobile, Wonder Woman 1984. I'm not going to play this out just in case it, totally gets copyrighted. But you do see there, and I think I'm wrong. I thought there was going to be a lot more characters in here, but having one of them is just as good. So it's going to be her winged armor version with the lasso. Get to see some action of her here on in Injustice 2 Mobile. And so I'm definitely going to download that one as well. Oh, I just realized she just took out Darkseid in that little bit. So there is Injustice 2. Wonder Woman 1984 edition is coming soon. Probably this month, I would expect, because the movie is coming out, this month. So that is Injustice 2. Now, the next one is another video game that is coming out as well. I think it's next year, but for the PS5, but I think it'll still be on the PS4 as well. There is a reveal of Red Hood from Gotham Knights. This is from Gotham Knights themselves. Fan of Red Hood? Prove it. Use Knighthood in your creation, fan art, cosplay, etc. for a chance to be featured in our next community collection. And I think they've done that for the other characters as well, but now it's Red Hood's turn. And I gotta say, I'm probably excited to play Red Hood more than the rest, because I think I wouldn't say powers, but his skill set is probably a little different, especially with the guns that he has. The others have martial arts, staffs, batons, and things like that, but he seems to have the guns. But in any case, you will get to play multiple characters within this Lego, style where you have pop in, pop out, 2-player. And so I think that will be pretty exciting for fans of the Arkham games. But now two-player Gotham Knights. You won't be playing Batman, but I'm gonna say I bet there's gonna be a chance to play Batman later on. Batman disappears, but come on. I think he's not gonna be on the sidelines. I think may actually show up towards the end. Maybe he's not part of the story. Maybe he'll pop in. You get to play him a little bit. Kind of like Metal Gear Solid 2, like where you play Raiden, right? And then you don't get to play Solid Snake at all, but you do get to experience Solid Snake as being badass because you don't get to play him. But I think maybe they'll get a chance to play Batman. I don't know that exactly, but I'm just thinking that it'll be kind of cool to do that. And later on, you'll probably have different skins, different other characters they can add. It might be paid to play. You never know, but there may be a chance for that, definitely. But let's get on with the series. And we're going to talk about Brazil at CCXP. Neil Gaiman actually talks about Netflix's Sandman. Not too much, but there are some bits here. And I want to shout out to DC Verso for, getting that together and putting it out, because I just registered for CCXP and I'll be there on Sunday. But this is coming from DC Verso. There was a panel with Neil Gaiman. Not much there, but he does give some cool tidbits. Neil Gaiman spoke at CCXP Worlds, who only agreed to do the series Sandman now because it will have a film level budget. So he wanted to do he was able to do it. He wanted to do it now because he's going to have a film level budget over on Netflix. So then the quality will definitely be a lot better this time around, right? And because he revealed at CCSP that he was approached by Warner Brothers a few years ago to do a Sandman trilogy, but they were not interested. In fact, another Brazilian site also said that the reason why they weren't interested, because they asked him, is there going to be an overarching enemy? Is it going to be like Harry Potter? And if it's going to be like, if it's not, and he said no. So that way he said, they said no to the whole project because it wasn't going to be like Harry Potter. It's not going to be anything like that. So unfortunately for that, it didn't happen that way. But I think maybe now with Netflix, able to utilize these characters the way he wanted to with the film level budget in a series, I think it actually may work out a lot more better for him this time around, in my thinking and judgment. And any he also talked about that scenes of the Sandman film so far are only set in the past, and some effects and sounds are already being worked on as well. So there is some progress for that a little bit, but nothing major, because apparently they did not announce didn't have any casting announcements for the Sandman, so nothing big like that. There was nothing else shown there as well. It was just him on a stage talking. So unfortunately for people who want to know more about Sandman, I think we're going to have to wait a little bit longer to learn a little bit more about Netflix's Sandman. But at least there's some progress, and he does seem excited, optimistic, liking what he's getting into, and that should translate to a pretty awesome show. All right, now the next thing is Now the next thing is Superman and Lois. Elizabeth Tulloch teases a little bit more Superman and Lois. This coming from her herself. They have the stage name, just an homage to Kirk Allen and Noel Neal. It's the stage 2 in the costumes department, because they were the original live action black and white Superman, Adventures of Superman. So that's kind of cool to have that. But what's compelling is that I actually asked her, I tweeted and I said, can you sneak a picture of the Tyler suit? And she said, no, but I know it's coming soon. So she does say she knows it's coming soon. How soon? I don't know. Is it soon as in this Sunday soon? Maybe, or not. I don't know. But I think at this point in time, I think CCXP would be, I think it would be pretty smart. And I think it would be the right time, especially have the 6-hour panel, Warner Media panel, with Warner Media TV a part of that, like to showcase some things there. Like Grace Randall said, the Catwoman suit may be revealed there for the Batman. Maybe the Superman suit, maybe Tyler Hoechlin's Superman suit will finally be revealed at the Brazil CCXP. So there's a lot to be hyped about and really look forward to this Sunday. And I hope that is part of it, because we've seen the behind the scenes, the blurry far shot, but it's not enough. We need that nice photograph of Tyler Hoechlin in his new suit. We need that, right? So hopefully she is kind of telling us or hinting at us that this will definitely be the case coming this Brazil, the Brazil CCXP. The next thing is Pennyworth. They also showed a Pennyworth Season 2 teaser. Now, I'm going to show it to you here, but I want to tell you that I have not seen this Season 1 yet. I've not seen, but I heard it was good. Looking at all the critics' comments here, it sounds pretty good. There's Thomas Wayne there, and Alfred there as well. Season 1 on demand. So if you have Epics, I don't, then you can go and check out Pennyworth. And Pennyworth is a DC thing, so I have to talk about it. But if you're into Pennyworth, you've seen Season 1, Season 2, the teaser is out now. You can probably I'll link this in the description, or you can probably go on YouTube and find this new Season 2 teasers as well. So that is Pennyworth. All right, now on to some new things that's announced today. And it looks like Ava Duvernay is gaining a lot more DC projects than we anticipated, right? The first thing was the New Gods, and then we didn't hear about it at all. Not too much. I mean, she always says that she's still working with Tom King, and Tom King's still working with her, working it out. And then came DMZ. That was announced as well. She was going to work on that. Now she has a third project. A new DC Comics drama, Naomi, is coming to this time to the CW. So DMZ was HBO Max. New Gods was Warner Bros. Theatrical. And now Naomi is going to the CW. She's definitely has a lot on her plate in terms of DC projects. This is coming from the Hollywood Reporter. Ava Duvernay is setting her sights on the CW. The prolific writer, producer, director is teaming with Jill Blankenship from the Arrowverse to develop DC Comics title Naomi for the younger skewing broadcast network. Based on the 2019 DC Comics title written by Brian Michael Bendis and David F. Walker and illustrated by breakout artist Jamel Campbell, Naomi follows a young woman on her unique hero's journey. The CW take, which is being written and exec produced by Duvernay and Blankenship, follows a teen girl's journey from her small northwestern town to the heights of the multiverse. When a supernatural event rattles her hometown, Naomi sets out to uncover its origins. What she discovers will challenge everything people believe about superheroes. The drama hails from Warner Bros. TV, where Duvernay's array of film works is under a rich overall deal. What a big deal, man. She has so many DC projects. Naomi arrives at the CW plots an expansion of the DC Comics verse as several of its Greg Berlanti produced comic book dramas wrap their runs. The Mark Pedowitz-led broadcasters last season said farewell to Arrow, the DC drama that launched its Arrowverse next year. The network will wrap up both Supergirl and Black Lightning, but there will be a spin-off which is already in the works, by the way, and that was called Painkiller. Should Naomi go to series, it would mark the first DC drama on the network that isn't produced by Berlanti. So this may not even be connected to the Arrowverse. It's yet to be determined if Naomi will be connected to Berlanti's universe, which currently includes, The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, Black Lightning, Supergirl, and of course the newest one, Superman and Lois, that I just talked about, but is also home to DC Universe transfer Stargirl, which is, of course, is not part of the Arrowverse, but you do see it in, Doom Patrol. It's a different universe when that Crisis of Infinite split. This is Duvernay's latest foray into the DC Comics world. The Queen Sugar and Cherish the Day producers scored a series pickup at HBO Max for DC Comics Limited Series DMZ, and so on and so forth. So if you want to, I'll link this article in the description below. Now, this is essentially a new character. It's going to be it's a title that just came out in 2019. I haven't read it. I don't know how good it is or anything like that, but I'll definitely do research on that to see what this really about. But it does sound exciting in terms of multiverse, supernatural events, and things like that. And I think this is good for Ava Duvernay because Wrinkle in Time, wasn't that great. And she's very, I would probably be a lot more excited for her DMZ because it's more grounded. Yes, it's vertical, but it's more grounded. This is going into that realm, that genre that would be almost like a stepping stone to New Gods. So I think this is cool that she's going into this realm already in CW verse, and then maybe the next step will be the New Gods. If New Gods is still actually being worked on, some people don't think so. I think she keeps updating that it totally is, and she confirms it again today that she is indeed working on all those current DC projects from her tweet right here. It says right here, thanks DC Comics for believing in the vision. Barda, Big Barda, okay, so that's New Gods. Z Hernandez, now Naomi. Z Hernandez from DMZ, now Naomi, the third DC project for Array now, working hard to bring these ladies to the screen. Thanks to Brian Michael Bendis and David F. Walker. My writing partner, Jill Blankenship, for joining me on Naomi. Love her. So she indeed just right here today, just confirming for anybody who's wondering what happened to New Gods. Apparently, she is still there. Big Barda is still there. Big Barda is going to be the lead protagonist, if you will, of New Gods. So there you have it. She has 3 DC projects over at Warner Media. And I think that just shows they're really confident in her work, and she's got a lot going for it. So there's a lot of DC projects coming our way from Ava Duvernay herself. on 3 platforms. Like I said, CW, HBO Max, and theatrical as well. So Ava DuVernay has confirmed that. Another movie that is also being in the works and was announced today. This may get you kind of like wondering what is going on over there, but a female-led Plastic Man movies in the works. And I'm going to bring up Discussing Film, but the actual link to the article is the Hollywood Reporter on their Friday's Heat Vision. So Kat Vasco, to pen female-centric Plastic Man movie. So wouldn't that be called Plastic Woman or Plastic Girl? I don't know. The project is in early development on a new track. Blacklist writer Kat Vasco has been hired to work on a feature centered on DC Comics hero Plastic Man. The project got underway 2 years ago when Amanda Idoko was hired to pen the script for what was meant to be a comedic action adventure based on the character who was created in 1940s. Vasco's hiring, however, is meant to take the project in a new direction entirely. Sources tell the Hollywood Reporter that the project, which is in the earliest stages of development, will now be a female-led vehicle. It is unclear if that means a title change or not. Plastic Man wasn't initially a DC character, having been created by Jack Cole for Quality Comics in 1941. When Quality went under in 1956, DC bought many of the characters, Plastic Man among them. The hero's true identity is Patrick Eel O'Brien, a crook turned good guy. During a botched heist, O'Brien is shot and, wouldn't you know it, also doused with a mysterious chemical. Left for dead by his gang, he awakens to find himself imbued with the power to shapeshift and stretch his body into almost anything. O'Brien eventually reforms and becomes a police officer. The character has a certain cult status among the comics crowd. He was also a member of the Justice League for a time and even had his own cartoon series. Now, the DC-based film production president Walter Hamada and Chantonong are overseeing for the studio. There it is, a female-led Plastic Man, and I think they're totally going to change the title to Plastic Woman, Plastic Girl. I don't know if they're going to have the actual Plastic Man in there and split apart from that to make their own version, or they're going to turn the main character into a woman. I don't know. So this is kind of interesting, and this is kind of off the wall in terms of announcements. And I'm wondering if there are bigger announcements, as it could be at Brazil CCXP, and they're just throwing out the smaller ones for now. Not too completely excited for it, but I am genuinely want to see what it entails. But in any case, Plastic Man, I knew there was a Plastic Man a long time ago, but now they're redoing it, reshaping it, and she's writing the script. So we'll see if that takes off and how long more until that actually comes to fruition for that. All right, now we get into Zack Snyder's Justice League updates. All right, there is one update from Zack Snyder himself. He was on that Vero 2.0 platform and posted this picture right here. Zack Snyder, let it begin. And now it's supposed to say Zack Snyder's Justice League, hashtag Zack Snyder's Justice League, but of course the A is instead of the S, but he probably typed it really fast, or is that his evil brother, Zack SNYDER'S Justice League? No, but it's Zack Snyder's Justice League, and I gotta say, this is probably the first time he actually hashtagged that, probably coming off after Jason Kilar actually wrote in his article, in his memo, that he definitely calls it Zack Snyder's Justice League. So for anybody who still are confused or actually sad that Zack never got to get his title to be Zack Snyder's Justice League, don't worry, he did. He's saying it now. Jason Kilar also said it as well. That's the Warner Media CEO. Despite the fact that the trailer says Justice League Director's Cut, but on the thumbnails is Zack Snyder's Justice League, so don't worry about that. But in the comments, Zack Snyder said this is a picture of them editing the sound. So they're getting through it. It's almost ending, as we're supposed to get this in a few months. So I'm truly, truly excited for that. Other things that he talked about was Abhilash G. Nair says, "Sir, when can we expect the announcement of the release date, or at least the date for a new trailer? The hype is killing me." And Zack Snyder responds to that, "Not sure which one, but essentially soon. I think soon for both. I think the announcement for the release date soon, the date for the new trailer soon, or even the new trailer soon. So because this thing is going to come out in a few months, you probably expect that in a month or two, maybe even less, we'll probably have the release date confirmed and finalized, and also maybe even a new trailer as well. So I'm really excited to see this. I know you're excited to see this. Zack's excited for us to see it, as said right there, and I think we should be pretty. I don't know if anything's gonna happen in Brazil CCXP, to be quite honest, but you never know. You really never know what's going to happen over there. So, but totally exciting, and it's such a incredible time we have, right? Because Zack Snyder actually retweeted Ohio Dave Avery, and where Dave Avery posted December 4th, 2019 versus December 4th, 2020. In December 4th, 2019, he said, "Is it real? Does it exist? Of course it does. Now it's almost done. It's almost done. So we're almost there. A year or so later, he went from reels to actual things that are coming out on HBO Max, and I think we can be pretty excited to get to that. All right, now let's go on with the Ping Pong Flix members' comments and questions. And the first comment and question of the day is coming from George. A lot of info today as well. A lot of info yesterday actually, and today as well. The Arkham games are awesome, and playing in different skins is a super feature that just scratches those little itches you get during gameplay. Hopefully we will get some Suicide Squad footage at CCXP. At last but not least, HBO Max. Wow, just wow. I am absolutely buzzing for next year now. If all those films were released in the US, I'm pretty sure they will do a similar deal here in the UK, which sounds pretty cool. I'll try my best to get to the cinema as well to support Warner Bros. Any way I can. Yeah, definitely. I hope they get that going for the UK. I know yesterday's video, they had an article from Deadline that it said it won't be maybe till the ending of 2021, but you never know. If it does work well, this type of how they release things on HBO Max in simultaneously with the movie theaters, and if the movie theaters are rare, going into next year and to the year after, they'll definitely start to keep doing it. They're gonna keep going into the 2022, possibly, maybe, but if not, yes, definitely. If you have a theater and it's safe to go and it's open, please do so. Please support it any way you can in the movie theaters. These movies are meant to be seen in the movie theaters first anyway, right? They're meant to be seen on the big screen with a lot of awesome sound, and hopefully no kids in the background. But definitely, you should definitely try to see it in theaters. Julian Ortega, would you like to see Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern in the Snyderverse? I personally would like to see him return because I like to see continuity with actors and characters. I enjoy seeing actors reprise their roles instead of being recast. I also enjoy seeing storylines connect. I'm curious, did you want to see Christian Bale as Batman when they announced Batman v Superman? I personally wanted that so bad. I mean, Man of Steel came out a year after Dark Knight Rises, and Man of Steel was also produced by Christopher Nolan, so I felt like a no-brainer to have Christian Bale. Christian Bale's Batman character was also roughly the same age as Ben Affleck's. So for the first one, do I want to see Ryan Reynolds? Yeah, that would be cool. If he really is truly going to be in the Snyderverse, I'm okay with it. Whatever. And if he is, that means Zack Snyder wanted him to be a Green Lantern, because Zack Snyder is getting to do whatever he wants to do with the Snyderverse. So if he truly wants him to be that, what am I going to argue? I'm just a dude in a chair in the middle of Hawaii. I really don't care. And I think they'll really pull it off. But in terms of Ryan Reynolds, it feels like, and if he truly wants to be redeemed to get his chance at a better written Hal Jordan, then I think he should have the chance. I think everybody deserves second chances. So Ryan Reynolds, if that happens, that's awesome. If it doesn't happen, congrats to whoever does happen. I can't wait. Personally, I would love to see Jon Stewart, but then, like I said, whatever Zack Snyder decides, I'm all in for it. Christian Bale as a Batman, at that time, I think I was during that time where there was no Batman yet, and there was a lot of manipulation art of, Henry Cavill Superman facing off against Christian Bale Batman. And, personally, I think it could work with a technological Batman, especially if you really upped his technology. I don't think he could personally fight, watching Man of Steel and you watch Dark Knight Rises, the fights are, one is like he could, one is like Dragon Ball-ish, and the other one is slow as molasses. So it's like I didn't think that would have been possible. Now, if it was Christian Bale Batman versus Brandon Routh Superman, then I think that along the lines would probably work better than having Man of Steel. So I actually did see that because it was a fan manipulation art. We didn't have Batman, but personally, I think at that time I was like, I don't think it's going to be him. I was actually thinking it was going to be like Armie Hammer. There was even was like Armie Hammer, Ryan Gosling at one point, and I'm trying to think. The dude who plays Thanos, I forgot his name already. It's totally blanking. But the guy who plays Thanos, because they mentioned it was going to be an older Batman. So and actually that he was going to play that actually, and then they got Ben Affleck instead. But those were the ones that were reported that time that they were in the running for Batman. Hardboiled answer fan Eric Blake. To be fair to James Wan's take on the Atlanteans talking underwater, it wouldn't be the first time movie characters spoke English, but were really speaking whatever their language actually was. The Hunt for Red October comes to mind, for example, as does the Ten Commandments and every other Bible epic ever made. So a case could be made that Wan was still being consistent with Zack, just in his own indirect sort of way, because he didn't want to do subtitles for most of the movie. Yeah, I don't know. I believe he explained why he did that type of language and things like that. But, it really doesn't matter. They both came out. Justice League is going to be spoken in bubbles, and Aquaman is not. So, that's just the way it went. Eric Blake, regarding Batfleck in the Flash film, I doubt Ben would have had any desire to be in the film if the script read like it was taking from Whedon's and not Zack's take on the character. Yeah, you're right about that. It would probably be more Zack's take on the character, and I think I said that. Mike G, Dean Cain would be a perfect for Kingdom Come Superman. Yeah, I agree. And I said I think if they truly want to come back, I wouldn't mind seeing them come back. And Dean Cain and Terry Hatcher in like a new Superman and Lois type of thing. I don't know, it's Kingdom Come Superman, but definitely an older Superman. But if there's a possibility for Kingdom Come Superman with Dean Cain, hey, I'm all in for it. I'm all for it too. Lee Fusion Robinson. This is where everyone asked Santa for a 70-inch 4K TV or projector for Christmas. Samsung should also thank HBO Max. I'm already on it. I got mine 2 months ago. Hey, Chris, does this mean if cinemas are a thing of the past? Does that mean there will no longer be a cutting room floor? All directors get their full visions in full. That would be amazing. Also, is your wife looking forward to Zack Snyder's Justice League as much as you, Chris? Get her to come say hello. Yeah, she is not as excited. I think she's excited for me, but she did not like Justice League, and she would definitely want to see what Zack has in store. She loves Man of Steel and BVS, so she definitely is more excited for Zack Snyder's Justice League than what we got on theatrical. And about the cutting room floor, you're right. I mean, if it's like Netflix and HBO Max and they get to do however long as much as possible, then yes, they will probably not much stuff on the cutting room floor. And or if they do, if it's on a cutting room floor, it will be the director's own it will be the director's choice if to cut things or not. So it's kind of cool. It's a different type of and I think it's better. I think it's a lot better in terms of getting their full visions, but there is something about the theatrical that you cannot take away, that movie theater experience that definitely deserves some attention as well. The Rebel Prince. Honestly, Chris, I get some people don't like the Aquaman movie. Oops. And that's fair. Taste is subjective, but I don't think anyone needs to be obnoxious about liking or disliking any of the post-Justice League movies. I love all three of them as much as I love all the Snyderverse stuff. The only content I don't like is the theatrical cut of Suicide Squad and Justice League Everything Zack did, I adore, and I love Wonder Woman. So you can like both with someone getting mad at you for it and calling you dumb because they disagree. I feel if someone likes Aquaman, the Snyder Cut ends in a way that doesn't contradict where Aquaman begins in his movie, then I don't see why someone couldn't consider the next movie in the timeline in their own head, even though Zack said he's doing his own continuity. My point is, I don't think there should be any gatekeeping in this fandom. People should be allowed to enjoy the movies they enjoy. I come 100% agree. In fact, that's kind of what I said, because I do enjoy the other movies as well. I never said I didn't like them, and if you don't like them, you can go ahead, don't like them. If you like them, then like them. Also, Chris, I just want to make it clear, I'm not trying to start any arguments with anyone here. I just think we as a fandom should be trying to put our energy towards bigging up Zack Snyder's Justice League rather than being so pressed about media we don't like. It's not a good use of our energy to fixate stuff like that. We shouldn't need to tear something else down to lift up Justice League. Yeah, I agree. We should definitely be positive about it. At least for me and my channel, will be definitely positive for all DC projects and things like that. And that positive energy for it. Yeah, so definitely we should just really lift up Justice League. But people are going to complain about things. Totally understandable. That's a human nature thing. We can choose to ignore it, or we can choose to talk about it and things like that. But definitely, like you said in the first sentence, everything is subjective. Film is subjective. Content is subjective. It's all subjective. So we are going to argue and we are going to disagree with things, but at least you stay true to yourself. Doobie, the setup for the Flash solo was also him breaking the time travel barrier, planting in him the seed of going back in time to his personally most defining moment. So Iris, Alan, and time travel. Oh, that is good. Yeah. You know what? You got something there. There's all these three different things, check marks on there that definitely plant seeds for his own movie. So good job. Thank you, Tubi. That's awesome. Chris, do you check out members' socks, meds, or channels, or only when specifically requested to? Probably only when specifically requested to. I don't know about you guys, but I've been fighting for Zack Snyder's Justice League films longer than 3 years. I've been fighting since Man of Steel, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Been fighting for the DCU as a whole. When I saw the Studio Squad, it broke my heart. Suicide Squad, I think, because I knew it meant the V-bloggers won. It was my first signs of cracks in the foundation, but I think how things turned out was a blessing of sorts. Not the loss of Autumn or untold of others, of course, or all the stress and bullying endured, but all the BS led us to being a longer, unadulterated vision of JL, and seemingly the untampered future, the multimedia verse, and validation as a family. So, yeah, I agree. It is what happened, but it seems to have worked out in some way. And I would like to say justice has been served, and Zack Snyder is definitely gets to do what he gets to do, and maybe even David Ayer, might actually get to do what he gets, he'll get to do. Doobie, I don't think this concurrent release strategy will be the death blow for theaters. I think it will streamline things and give us better insight on what thrives where, and thus help better tailor future distribution. And I think it will also allow other companies beyond Warner and Disney to take the center stage of the theater experience. Sony, Universal, Paramount, etc. While deals and streaming alliances also get struck for exclusivity to their smaller projects. For example, Venom 2 may debut and may be seen only in theaters. Greyhound and their Sony's Little Films debut on Netflix exclusively. Yeah, it's not the death blow, but it's the start of something that could affect the industry slowly, or maybe a little bit faster now because of COVID, but it's definitely affecting the industry, as a whole. But yeah, other companies will do the same thing. Definitely, like even today, I think announced that Mulan is now free for Disney Plus. They're no longer doing the PVOD. Disney Plus and Hulu are combining so they can have one service for adult and for families, families and adults, or adults only. So there's going to be a lot of things on there. There's going to have more things coming up for that, for the different streaming services as everyone competes to get you to subscribe to them. Isn't that HBO Max deal for the US and 1 year only? Yes, it's for the US and 1 year for now only. But it could expand like anything, like Wonder Woman 1984. You know, when they announced that it's going to be for Wonder Woman 1984 only, then all of a sudden they expanded the entire year. So, I always see that as a sign of they're just trying to see if it'll work out. They have a whole year to figure out if it works out. And if it does work out, and it does work out big, and they get a better deals international with HBO Max, and judging if there's not many theaters around left, they're definitely may extend that. As a company, they'll probably look ways to extend that. So this is something not encouraging for people like the theatrical experience, but I think theaters are still going to be there. But they'll be reserved for bigger movies, just the higher budget, bigger blockbuster movies. And it's kind of like you're going on a thrill ride at that point. So there's still definitely room for that. But eventually, maybe not next year, or maybe 10 years or 15 years or whatever from now, they'll maybe start to go away. Maybe. I hope not. I hope not. I really hope not. I still love the theatrical experience. And if I'm still able to walk around and eat popcorn, then I'm definitely going to still want to go to the theater, All right. Tanmay Gupta says, yeah. All right. I think that should end that Ping Pong Flix members' questions and comments. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of DC content and movies, shows, and video games, please click the like button, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time.